In this video, we will talk about onions, how it acts on the heart and blood vessels, atherosclerosis, cholesterol levels, blood pressure, head vessels and stroke, bones and joints, immunity, digestion, liver and biliary tract function, kidneys, diabetes, and blood glucose levels, weight management, cancer development, and much more. We'll also cover contraindications to onion consumption, give tips on how to maximize the benefits, and indicate a safe daily allowance for adults and children. We will answer an interesting question. Who lives longer, those who love onions or those who ignore them? This video will be extremely informative and helpful. So, if you want to become a master of your health, click like and let's get started. In the modern world, almost every person tries to lead a healthy lifestyle and eat right. At the same time, he makes a number of mistakes, eating various fruits and vegetables, without thinking about the fact that in addition to the benefits, they can bring harm. One of the vivid examples of such a product, on the one hand very useful but on the other harmful, is an onion. Of course, if you compare, then the benefits of it are many times more than harm. Nevertheless, there is a whole list of diseases in which it is forbidden to use onions. Useful properties of onions are explained by the high content of vitamins and trace elements in it. In particular, it is iron, sulfur, fluorine, calcium, and flavonoids. All these components make onions a useful product. The history of the discovery and spread of onions includes many time and geographical points, as well as complex trade and cultural exchanges. In ancient Greece, onions were used as medicine, and in Rome, warriors consumed them daily because they were believed to give strength and courage. Olympus athletes drew strength and energy from onions during training. Onions were first brought to North America by European explorers in the late 15th century. However, commercial cultivation of onions in America began much later, in the 19th century, when they became an important vegetable crop. In the modern world, onions are not so often used for this purpose, but they are a frequent guest in any home. Without onions, it is impossible to prepare a huge number of dishes. It can be used as a remedy in the field of medicine and even beauty. Next, we will look in more detail at the useful and not only properties of onions. Number 1. Maintaining heart and vascular health. This vegetable has a number of positive properties for the heart and blood vessels. It contains antioxidants that inhibit inflammation in the intestinal walls. It also prevents the formation of atherosclerosis by reducing bad cholesterol and lowering blood pressure. According to recent data, it was found that the daily consumption of 45 grams of onions significantly reduces the level of bad cholesterol and triglycerides by inhibiting inflammatory processes in the blood vessels and intestinal walls, prevents their damage, and reduces the risk of thrombosis. Thanks to these positive properties of this plant, the risk of serious cardiovascular accidents is prevented. In particular, we are talking about stroke, heart attack, and pulmonary embolism. Scientists from Germany have found that regular daily consumption of this miracle vegetable naturally reduces blood pressure by 7%. You can consume onions as a preventive treatment for arterial hypertension, but remember that the plant alone will not be enough. Be sure to take the drug therapy that your doctor prescribes. Number 2. Flu, cold, and runny nose. A recipe from childhood. Inhalations from finely chopped onions are very effective and proven for years. The impact goes to the upper respiratory tract, where the greatest number of cold viruses and bacteria are concentrated. For the greatest effect, it is recommended to use fresh onions and inhale alternately the cake of the mind tano. For at least 20 minutes, repeat this procedure several times a day. And it is better to use this method as a preventive measure or in the first days of a cold. Number 3. Kidney diseases. And kidney disease is well helped by onion decoction. This remedy is used in the complex therapy of pyelonephritis, cystitis, urethritis. The recipe is simple. You need 3 teaspoons of onion husks pour boiling water, about 400 milliliters, and boil for 1 minute. Then let infuse for 30 minutes. Strain, and you can use 3 to 4 times a day, 15 milliliters. Number 4. Sore throat. A good remedy for colds and sore throat is onion juice, along with honey mixed in equal proportions. Consume 5 milliliters 4 times a day. Such a remedy perfectly soothes the throat, relieves inflammation, and has an antimicrobial effect. Number 5. Problems with the vessels of the head. Spasms. Decoction of onion husks comes to the rescue when it is necessary to relieve cramps in the legs. 1 teaspoonful of chopped onion husks, pour boiling water. Let stand 10 or 15 minutes. Strain and drink before going to bed. Number 6. Nail fungus. An effective remedy for fungal lesions of the nails, daily baths in a strong decoction of onion husks. The duration of the procedure, at least 30 minutes. Number 7. Cough. An effective remedy for bronchitis, baked onions. Good results give even people with inflammatory diseases of the stomach. Fill a wine bottle with chopped onions, close it with a cork, pour the dough on top and put it in the oven until a ruddy crust is formed. You can then turn off the heat and allow to cool. Remove the dough and use the prepared remedy 2 tablespoons 4 times a day after meals. Number 8. Prevention of cancer development. People who use onions daily in their diet are much less likely to get cancer, particularly stomach and intestinal cancer. American scientists have found that eating this vegetable reduces the risk of stomach cancer by 22% and the risk of colon cancer by 15%. Useful properties of onions in the field of oncology are due to the trace elements and antioxidants included in its composition. Onions are a preventive agent in the occurrence of malignant tumors. Number 9. Reducing blood glucose levels. Scientists have found that daily consumption of 100 grams of miracle vegetable in the diet reliably reduces blood glucose levels by 1 to 2 moles per liter for 4 hours. This sugar-lowering effect makes it possible to use onions as a preventive agent against diabetes. Scientists have confirmed the same effect in animal experiments. The plant is able to reduce not only sugar levels in the body but also fat deposits, since obesity is a risk factor for the development of type 2 diabetes. This effect is due to the high content of quercetin and sulfur in onions. Use onions as a hypoglycemic agent. Number 10. Bone strengthening. Scientists from China have proven that daily consumption of 100 milliliters of onion juice increases bone mineral density. This effect is especially noticeable in women with an increased risk of osteoporosis at the age of over 50 during post. American scientists have proven that even a small daily use of this plant reliably increases bone mineral density by 5%. The listed positive properties of onions contribute to the prevention of osteoporosis and reduce the risk of pathologic fractures. It has been found that even with irregular use of onions, the risk of fracture of the femoral neck is reduced by 20%. The miracle vegetable increases bone mineral density and prevents the development of pathologic fractures. Number 11. Benefits for male health. Onion is very useful for male health. It is able to restore reproductive function in men and helps to get rid of problems with infertility or low sperm activity. It should be understood that infertility one onion will not cure, but its use as part of a complex therapy will be very useful. Onions are also effective as an additional remedy in the treatment of prostate adenoma, a very common disease in men after 40 years. Use this vegetable in your diet every day, and it will not only rid the body of harmful substances, but also strengthen the walls of blood vessels, make them more elastic. Before going to bed, eat a small piece of onion, and you will completely forget about frequent and even painful urination. In as little as a month, all problems with the prostate gland will be gone. Number 12. Benefits for women's health. Miracle vegetable is useful for women no less than for men. Thanks to its high content of B vitamins, especially folic acid, it is able to maintain a woman's hormonal background normal. Using onions every day, you provide yourself with prevention of malignant tumors of the mammary glands, good metabolism, proper functioning of the gastrointestinal tract, getting rid of pain during menstruation, increased libido, the health of the reproductive system. Onions, due to their high vitamin C content, can even help in skin rejuvenation, hair and nail restoration. This effect is achieved by stimulating the production of collagen by the female body. And now, attention! Possible harm and contraindications. Despite the fact that onions are a whole treasure trove of useful substances and vitamins, You cannot ignore the fact that some people have certain contraindications to its use. It also has certain undesirable effects. Bad breath is almost always after consuming onions. There is such a side effect in the form of bad odor. It can be neutralized by eating parsley leaves or walnuts after onions. Violation of the gastrointestinal tract. As a rule, this side effect develops only with excessive use of onions or in people with chronic gastritis, pancreatitis, which can provoke arrhythmias in people with diseases of the cardiovascular system, such as chronic heart failure or coronary heart disease. It is recommended to limit the use of onions in the following cases: in the presence of chronic diseases of the gastrointestinal tract, especially during exacerbation. Such diseases include gastritis and pancreatitis, peptic ulcer disease, and gastroesophageal reflux disease. Contraindicated for people with diseases of the cardiovascular system. Onions are useful for the heart and blood vessels only as a preventive agent. Chronic heart failure, a tendency to heart rhythm disorders. It is necessary to carefully consider the issue of onion consumption during pregnancy. As we have already mentioned above, the vegetable in no small amount contains folic acid, which is necessary for the good maturation of the fetus. Vitamin B9 is involved in the laying of the neural tube of the fetus, so its insufficient intake with food can lead to the formation of malformations of both cardiovascular and nervous system. Vitamin C, which is also rich in plants, helps to increase the immunity of the baby. Pregnant women are recommended to consume half a bulb a day. Next question. What are the recommended intakes of onions for children, adolescents, and adults? Any product is useful if consumed in moderation. Excess, just like a deficit, does not have any positive effect. The direct benefit of this vegetable is that eating a certain amount of onions, you will get a daily norm of vitamins A, C, and the necessary electrolytes, in particular potassium, magnesium, calcium, phosphorus. For children aged 1 to 3 years, it is recommended to consume about 10 to 15 grams, which is about a quarter to half a bulb per day. For children 4 to 8 years old, it is recommended to consume about 20 to 30 grams, which is about half or 1 bulb per day. Children 9 to 13 years old, it is recommended to consume about 30 to 45 grams, which is about 1 bulb per day. Teens and adults. Teenagers over 13 and adults are recommended to consume about 50 grams of onions per day, depending on individual needs and preferences. These recommendations may vary depending on overall health, individual needs, and dietary preferences. It is important to consume onions in a variety of dishes as part of a healthy and balanced diet. Next question. How can I maximize the health benefits of onion consumption? Consumption of onions can provide significant health benefits due to their rich content of antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, and other bioactive substances. To maximize the health benefits of onion consumption, here are some tips. 1. Consume it in raw form. Raw onions retain the maximum amount of nutrients, as heat treatment can destroy some vitamins and phytochemicals. Add onions to salads, appetizers, or use them as a condiment to already prepared dishes. 2. Choose fresh onions. When buying onions, choose bulbs that are firm, and free of damage. Fresh onions contain the most nutrients. Remember to store vegetables properly so that they are always fresh and juicy. The ideal place to store onions is in the refrigerator, a cool basement or cellar. 3. Consume onions regularly, but in reasonable quantities. Consuming onions in reasonable quantities can be healthy. However, avoid excessive consumption, as it can cause gastrointestinal discomfort and other problems. 4. Combine with other foods. Combine onions with other vegetables, greens, legumes, grains, and protein foods to maximize the benefits of a varied diet. 5. Note for individuals. Some people may experience unpleasant symptoms, such as heartburn or abdominal bloating, after consuming onions. If you experience these reactions, consult your doctor or dietitian. By following these recommendations, you can maximize the health benefits of onion consumption. And to answer the last question, who lives longer, those who love onions or those who ignore them? The question of whether eating onions affects longevity does not have a clear answer. However, including onions in a varied and balanced diet may be a factor in maintaining a healthy lifestyle and well-being. More information on this topic can be found at the links in the description below this video and on our channel. Subscribe and hit the bell for all notifications. Please like and share this video with your friends. Thanks to our sponsors for their support. I eagerly await your comments and encourage you to watch these useful videos.